Hey there, guys, and a big welcome back to the Blaze TV podcast. Ed Kimberley here with you hosting this one. And my guest on this edition, new Blaze defenseman, Connor Russell. Connor, thank you so much for doing this, buddy. And a big welcome to the Blaze.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for having me on. We're looking forward to getting things started.
Oh, yeah, and we're getting there. We're in July when we're recording this. So we're about a month and a half before you've shoved everything in a bag, thrown it in the back of a plane, and headed over the pond. But speaking of heading down ways here, I'm going to take a little trip down memory lane. And the first thing I've got to ask you about, because I'm kind of curious, because you're an Ontario boy, right? But you
Yeah.
end up playing your junior hockey in the BCHL, so you've flown cross country, way out, never reached Shredded Wheat, never out west. Like how did that materialize? Because that's quite a journey there.
Yeah. So I ended up after my minor midget year. I went to a prep school in the States called Northwood.
Yep.
It was in Lake Placid, New York. Played 2 years there, and was lucky enough to get scouted to go to that league by the Penticton V's. And I had been there a couple times before. I got a bunch of family over there, so yeah, I just thought it was a no-brainer. But definitely kind of bouncing around for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, no, it's a great league. A lot of skilled players, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I mean, you spent the majority of your time with Cowichan, and that is a beautiful place to play. It's on Vancouver Island. It's about as picturesque as you can get. That must have been that must have been a fun spot to land up in.
Yeah, it was honestly a really good spot to be for about a year and a half there. Loved my time there. Just great organization, and like you said, yeah, it's beautiful Vancouver Island. Like off days, we'd go on hikes or go down to Victoria, Nanaimo, just kind of check some spots out. So yeah, I was very fortunate to be playing on the island.
And the BCHL, like most places, is split up into divisions. And the one with Cowichan, and then you ended up at Prince George after same conference. That's a pretty tough conference. There's some big fish swimming around in that pond.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good players. Played against NHL draft picks. A lot of guys that were committing to Division I schools. And then yeah, played with a couple of guys in the ECHL that I played with, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very, very good league for sure.
And you ended up with hockey being a small world and all, playing with GB defenseman Sam Jones, who you'll come up against in a couple of months' time. What do you remember of Sam? And he would probably have been presumably the first British hockey player you came up against.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. I've been talking to him the last month or so, just trying to ask him questions, get familiar with the league, how everything works. So yeah, he's a great guy, really good player, and yeah, I'm really excited to see him this upcoming season.
And just talk just a little bit about Prince George, like in your last year in the BC, because I think it was like the first year in ages that they were just coming off the back of 5 years. I think it was they'd made the playoff straight. Then they missed out on that's probably a lot of motivation going into a year like that, right? When you want to bounce straight back into the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely had a bit of a winning history, and then kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. I actually got traded there on my birthday.
Oh, no way.
Didn't really know what was going on, and so yeah, I was like, obviously I loved it up there. I had a really great billet family that I still keep in touch with. But yeah, it was a lot of long bus rides. We would play like a home weekend, and then go down to Vancouver, which is like 7 or 8 hours on the sleeper bus. So kind of got to see all of northern BC that way.
Mm.
But yeah, we were a good team. I ended up kind of getting an injury towards the end of the year. And a guy that I played with these past couple seasons, Brendan Harris, he was on Wenatchee, and he kind of ended our junior career, or my junior career. So I always give him the gears about that one, but yeah, he's always chirped me too. So
well, hopefully he's bought you lunch at least to apologize for that one. You mentioned this a minute ago about like players that are swimming around in the BC. It's a really good, or one of the really good leagues out west that kind of funnel players into collegiate sports, into collegiate hockey. NCAA, D1, D3, ACHA. And for you, you ended up doing U Sports and a little
Yeah.
bit close to home. So you headed back to Ontario, you headed back to Ottawa. What attracted you to the GGs? What was that process like?
Yeah, I had a couple offers for Division One, but ultimately, in my opinion, I thought just being kind of closer to home, like just for me, my family was kind of the better fit. I actually went and did a tour at U Ottawa, met with the coaches there. A couple of guys kind of took me around, so honestly, fell in love with the city right away. It's not as big as Toronto, a little smaller scale, but there's lots to do, and yeah, no, I really enjoyed my time there.
The group for the couple of years that you were there were pretty darn consistent as well, because you ended up having a couple of U Cup appearances, a couple of semi-final appearances. That looked like it was pretty fun hockey to play and a pretty good group to be a part of.
Yeah, no, it's I still have like lifelong buddies to this day from that group. The first year, like the guys went in were like the 95s, and then we were the 96s. So everyone was like very close in age. Everyone got along. We had a really good time, and kind of like through that, you bring in good people, you get a good result on the ice. So we had a lot of good players, but a lot of great friends that I made there. And yeah, I honestly can't say enough good things about playing at U Ottawa.
And one of the more unique team monikers as well, the GGs. I mean, there are a lot of tigers and sharks and lightning knocking around, but GGs is pretty unique.
Yeah, no, it's a cool name for sure.
And then life got a little bit weird after that, Connor, because for everybody, COVID kind of rolled in. You ended up having a quick pit stop at Brock Uni, another U Sports outfit. What was that kind of whirlwind of a couple of years like for you? Because it looked like it was interesting, shall we say?
Yeah, definitely not the straight and narrow path that you think you're going to have in hockey. Definitely a lot of adversity. I ended up transferring to Brock after my second year at Ottawa. I had the red shirt for a full season because I guess the rules back then, you weren't allowed to just kind of go to whatever school you wanted to and play the next year. So I sat out a full year. I played senior A hockey, which is basically like some ex pros, some U Sports guys, players like that, kind of local players that play in that league. So I'd practice with Brock all week and then drive to Dundas for a game or two on the weekend. So I was doing that for a full season, which like it was fun, but at the same time it was, I don't know, it was a little uneasy just as far as what my hockey career is going to kind of look like after that. And then the following season was completely wiped out by COVID. We didn't play a single game. We were practicing all the time, but didn't get to play at all. And then the following year, yeah, I only played I think a handful of games, and they were kind of concerned that the season was going to end again because of COVID when we all went home for Christmas. So yeah, I got an opportunity to go and play for the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. My roommate got a call like just after Christmas. Hey, we need a forward. He texted me the next day. He's like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to Greenville. And he said that I think they might need a D-man as well. And like at this point, I don't know, like pro wasn't really on my radar. I just wanted to play for Brock and play with the season. And the next day I got a text and a call from their coach. And a couple of days later, I was like, you know what? I've been waiting around for 2 years to play like a meaningful game of hockey. Like I can't keep waiting anymore. I've been practicing all this time. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go leave Brock and then start the pro journey.
Yeah, it was so weird, like following what was going on during those COVID years. I mean, we had a 4-team tournament for a couple of weeks there, where all the guys were like sealed off in a hotel, and if you were looking at the coast at the time, a couple of divisions were playing, but maybe not everybody played. If you're looking at the NCAA, some schools would play, some schools said, "Nah, we're gonna sit it out." It was a crazy time. And you also spent during that period a little bit of a stint in Iowa as well, which is a weirdly kind of hockey heavy state. There's a lot of hockey going on in Iowa. What was it like to be part of that community?
Yeah, no, I loved it there. So I went to Greenville. I wasn't really too prepared as far as like what the East Coast League is kind of all about. You got to be performing every night. Can't take any nights off because obviously that's your job now at this point. So yeah, Greenville had a lot of guys like kind of hurt that were coming back, so I ended up getting traded to Iowa. And honestly, I loved it there. Great group of guys, really cool city. It was like a brand new organization, just first year in the league. So kind of being a part of that was pretty special. But yeah, like the living was great. Everything was really cool there. So,
Well, you stole the next question right off the bat there, because I was going to say it was the first time that the Heartlanders played. And it's a pretty unique experience going and playing for a brand new franchise where everything's shiny and new. And an opportunity, I guess, to just be part of that foundation must have been pretty attractive.
yeah, no, it was awesome. It was a very cool experience. Um, a lot of the fans weren't maybe too familiar with the game of hockey. They didn't completely get it. We weren't getting too many fans right off the bat. But yeah, you could see the kind of the support grow in the community. We started getting more fans towards the end of the season there, but yeah, just a cool place to live, and it was great, kind of introducing, I guess, pro hockey to a lot of those people there.
Now, although it was a couple of years ago, a good friend of ours who used to coach the Blaze, Chuck Weber, just landed the Heartlanders job. If Chuck's listening, and have you got any places, any spots to recommend for him?
Yeah, anywhere downtown. There's a lot of cool spots to eat. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of. I don't know. There's a couple good Italian spots we always used to go to. A couple good golf courses. Can't really remember their names, but no, he'll enjoy it a lot. He'll love it.
Well, I threw you a curveball there, and
Yeah.
we hope Chuck has a good and successful time, and adds to the list of Kelly Cups that he's won in the East Coast. But then you've talked about your career in terms of like junior, college, pro, bouncing around a little bit. Kind of must have been frustrating at times. Then you wound up in Jacksonville, where you've got some stability. You're there for a little while. You can really get your legs under you. You know where you are. You're not having to, pack and fly on your birthday or not.
Yeah.
That stability must have been really nice for a couple of years to really get a rhythm.
Yeah, I think just kind of going through all that adversity, the ups and the downs, just kind of traveling to different places. Obviously, not playing for a couple of years. I think it was just like a mindset shift of like you can't be taking this for granted. There's not a lot of people get a chance to play pro hockey, especially in a place like Jacksonville in Florida. And right away, just obviously love the warm weather, the beaches, the golf. But all the guys were great. But yeah, I honestly just said to myself, okay, I'm going to work as hard as I can. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. Like, no one's telling me I'm leaving, kind of thing. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to have 2.5 years there. Loved everything about that organization. Just made a lot of great friends there. Really cool people. But yeah, like you said, the stability part is few and far between in the East Coast League. You're always kind of looking over your shoulder. But I felt like there, I kind of came into my own and found a role that was helping the team win. And yeah, it was great to finally be like a regular and playing in every game.
Absolutely, and I think you could see that like in kind of in the tape as well. And that's a tasty division in the coast, the South Division. I mean, you've got Florida, who three-peated, kind of in and around while you were there. Greenville, who you had a taste with. South Carolina were always competitive. Orlando have had some good years as well. That must have been a good taste of hockey every night.
Yeah, it's every single night is you can't take a night off or you're going to get embarrassed. Can't take a shift off. There's a lot of good players in that division. Obviously, they want to come down there for the weather. I think the travel's a bit better. Yeah, it's no joke. It's no joke for sure. But yeah, obviously we played Florida the last couple of years in the playoffs. This past season got swept, but the year before we made it to a game 7. And I think honestly, if we would have won that game, we would have went all the way to the finals. It's obviously easy to say that now, but I think we definitely had the team to do it. But yeah, that's a tough division for sure. A lot of tough customers, a lot of skilled players. So your head's gotta be on a swivel every night. Every night you're playing in that division.
You've probably heard already that over in the Elite League, the regular season is kind of the prize. It's almost like every game matters. Every win matters during the regular season. And you missed out in year 1 of the South Division. I think it was by 1 win for that title. That must have
Yeah.
been kind of frustrating to be so close and just miss out. And then, like you say, whoops, you run into Florida.
Yeah, we I don't know if we just got comfortable or kind of what happened, but yeah, we didn't play, our best hockey for the last, I don't know, 10 games. And we could kind of see that, we were in the running for it. We are probably going to win it. And then, I don't know, maybe just took our foot off the gas a little bit. And yeah, it's definitely still something I think about. That would have been, cool to add to the resume. It would have been a testament to all the hard work we put in through the season. I think we just ran into some injuries and just some poor play kind of down the stretch. And then, yeah, obviously that landed us Florida again. So
Yeah, not to like big up an adversary too much, but a three-peat's a rare thing, and I'm pretty sure they did it, if I remember right, at the same time as Hershey did in the A. What made that Florida team so special that they were able to charge through to a three-peat? Do you think?
yeah, I think they just had a lot of buy-in from all their guys. Obviously, a lot of people want to play in Estro. They have a great fan base. Yeah, I don't know. They just recruit a lot of good players, and I think they just like buy into their systems. They have really good coaching there, so I don't want to pump their tires too much because it's still pretty sour taste in my mouth of the last couple of years. But at the end of the day, they're a very good team, well structured, and I think after you get that first win, you have that swagger, that confidence, and yeah, they're just a well oiled machine.
Yeah, and Trois Rivières did it this year after nearly going bust the year before. So what a difference 12 months can make there.
Yeah.
But if you flick through your time at Jacksonville, you were paired with a certain Ivan Shukarov, who's going to be anteing up with you in Coventry this year. We had Ivan on the pod. Oh gosh, maybe a couple 3 weeks ago. Great guy. We had a lot of fun talking to Ivan. What was it like playing with him?
Yeah, Chucky is. I mean, yeah, he's kind of the reason I'm, coming over to Coventry. He helped me get over there. But yeah, I love playing with Chucky. Just a great person off the ice. We hung out quite a bit. But as a player, yeah, he's one of the easiest defensemen I've ever played with. He's always in the right spot, knows where to be. And yeah, I learned a lot from him just offensively. I'm more of a defensive kind of guy. So just watching him every day and, just trying to be a sponge around him and kind of what he does with the puck and, how he makes plays. And he's such a heads up player. So it was really nice playing with him. I think we complemented each other very well.
I was about to say, yeah. I mean, like I say, watching tape on both of you guys, complementing each other seems absolutely right because there are a lot of similarities in your game to another Blaze alumni, in Carter Allen, who you spent a year with in Jacksonville. Presumably, you reached out to him as well to say, hey, like you spent a year in Coventry. What was it like? And how's old Carter doing?
Yeah, no, he's great. I've been talking to him quite a bit the last little bit here. Obviously had a lot of conversations with him kind of throughout the year, just asking him how his experience was over there. And he had nothing but good things to say about the city, the organization, kind of everyone involved with the team. Yeah, he really loved his experience. And yeah, I've just been picking his brain. I think he's kind of getting a little bit annoyed because I'm asking him just little questions, and he's just like, "Yeah, I already told you. I already told you the answer," kind of thing. Like, why do you keep bugging me? But yeah, he was one of my best buddies on the team last year. We actually played together in South Carolina for a little bit as well,
Oh
so
yeah.
I kind of knew him previously. But yeah, he definitely has helped, kind of make the transition and just kind of getting ready for what it's going to kind of entail going across the pond.
Am I relatively in the right zone in terms of what you're like as a defenseman with some of the comparisons to the grit that we saw from Carter? How would you kind of describe your game overall?
Yeah, I think I'm more of a defensive defenseman. I take a lot of pride in the D zone. I love the challenge of playing, against each team's kind of top lines every night. And if those guys are getting frustrated, they're top skill guys, and they're not on the score sheet. That's obviously huge for our club. That means I'm doing my job well. But yeah, if I'm in games, I'm physical, and I'm kind of like emotionally invested. Chirping, things like that, trying to get under people's skin. But yeah, obviously PK quite a bit, block a lot of shots, which it's a hard skill, but it's just something that the team always needs. And then yeah, just the last couple of years, I think I just kind of developed into more of a 200-foot player, just with the players I played with and the coaches I've had, and just continually working on my skating and just everything in the O zone. So yeah, I like to think I'm a 200-foot defenseman that plays with an edge, and as well as if guys are getting taken advantage of out there, there's a dirty play, dirty hit, whatever the case is. Maybe we need a spark. The game's not going our way. I'm not afraid to drop the mitts and do that stuff as well. But yeah, I think overall I'm just smart, reliable defenseman.
Well, there's certainly always a place for a guy that's going to have the boys back, and I know they'll appreciate it. And certainly from last year, it was a real tight knit group, and guys were looking out for each other. So I'm sure you're going to be pretty popular there, my friend.
Yeah.
Just come back to a little bit. You just mentioned earlier about you had a call with Ivan about coming over to Coventry after he'd already signed here. How did the process of being recruited to the Blaze this summer go? What was what were the steps involved before you put pen to paper?
Yeah, so at the end of this year, I kind of knew I wanted to try to get overseas. Honestly, I've been talking about this league, the UK league, for I don't know, 6 or 7 years now. I actually went over to London on my 21st birthday and was there for a couple of days, kind of checking out the downtown there, and just obviously love the culture. So I think I don't know if I said it to my parents or who I was with at the time, but I said I'm going to play in this league one day. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm going to get over there. So yeah, I was kind of waiting around just to see if there's what kind of deals are out there. And Chucky told me, hey, I've been talking to Morsey, the coach with Coventry. They might need some more defensemen, so I'm gonna send him your name, and hopefully we can kind of connect all of us together, kind of thing, right? So we talked, me and Morsey, for a couple weeks, and he offered me a contract, and I was just absolutely thrilled to sign in, and yeah, no, Chucky helped me a ton with that, so I owe him a couple dinners or something like that. So
well, there are plenty of great spots. I'm sure you can get some good recommendations of Clem or someone else. Tell us about those conversations with Kevin, because I mean he's earned himself, only having 1 year as a pro head coach, a great reputation already. What were those first interactions with him like? I mean, they must have been pretty great if you ended up signing for him. But yeah, what were your first impressions of him?
Yeah, he honestly, what I liked right away is he kind of got to know me as a person first. We talked a lot, just just about mentality, and where my head was, and the way he kind of coaches and his philosophies and systems and stuff like that. the one big thing that kind of stuck out is he's like, I know you're 29, but I think you can still get better. I think you can still keep working on your game, and that really stuck with me. And it's it's something that's important to me, that there's going to be someone that's in your corner and wanting you to get better, knowing you can get better, knowing you can give more. So that was a big standout for me. And yeah, I know he just seems like a great guy, straight shooter. Obviously, he won Coach of the Year last year. So, but yeah, no, getting to know him was great. Easy guy to talk to. So it was nice getting to know him like that.
And so coming into the season, are you the kind of guy that sets goals for yourself, like in terms of I don't know, any individual stat milestones, team milestones, or are you a kind of just taking it as it comes kind of guy?
Yeah, for me, honestly, I don't put up too many points. Maybe that's going to change next year. I hope it does. But for me, it's all about the team, and whatever I can do to help the team win. Just with talking to Chucky and Kevin as well, just the mentality is definitely in the right place. And just if we can build off of last year, which I know we will, I think we can make a really good run at the regular season title, and go to the finals and win the championship there as well. So that's kind of I'm not a big stats guy for myself personally. As long as the team's winning, then I'm happy, and it's all good.
Absolutely, and yeah, there's certainly a buzz around the organization right now, having felt that we came pretty close, actually, all things considered, last year. So fingers crossed we can take that next step. Connor, this has been an absolute blast. Thank you for doing this, buddy. We've got a month and a half left till you're heading over. What's the rest of the summer got in store for you?
Yeah, we got a little bit more, a couple more weeks of work, just at the golf course there. Try to sneak in a couple more rounds. We have one big golf trip coming up in 2 weeks. But yeah, it's just, skating a lot, working out and just trying to get in the best shape possible. So by the time training camp rolls around, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. Sounds good. And we're really looking forward to rocking and rolling and getting you over here. Connor, thank you so much for doing this. But again, like I say, I appreciate it. And guys, thank you again for joining us here on Blaze TV podcast. A few more of these coming your way real soon. Bye for now.